Getting the files back to BRC's archive room is a cinch. With the documents back in their proper places, I lock the door behind me, tugging it twice just to make sure. Now, on to the next order of business. Removing the evidence of our little excursion in here, or at the very least, the parts showing what we've been doing during the past hour. Can't have our faces plastered on security footage showing us breaking the law, as it were. I'm gonna have to wipe the data for Isabella's access entries, too. Surprisingly, finding the security room proves a breeze. What will be tricky is getting inside. The fact that no one has walked out during the whole time we've left here means the room is either empty or their security's sound asleep. I'm banking on the former. If they're cutting corners and firing agents, I have no doubts that they fired the guy stationed here. If they have anyone watching the monitors in the first place. It's a rather common thing for establishments just to leave security recording indefinitely and only check the footage if something actually happens. Just to check, I press my ears against the door, listening for a sign of anyone occupying the room. After a long minute and nothing, I give the knob a few rattles.
Standard lock and key. Should be easy enough to pick.
We have lockpick sets, but those are only used if necessary and with a search warrant. Even then, it's a skill set rarely needed. Subtlety isn't on a cop's priority if they have the authority to search the premises. Bolt cutters and brute force are the favored methods. If those fail, we call a locksmith. Me, I prefer the good old hairpin trick, which those options aren't available. Besides, they're easy to hide and store for emergencies. Running my hand through my hair, I pull a pair of bobby pins. 2 of these and I can just about open any standard lock. One makes a lever and the other makes a handle. I won't call it a complex skill, but it certainly takes time and a lot of practice to successfully pick lock. Good thing I've practiced with them for a bit in my college years. I learned more when they're accessible and standard issue for a law enforcement officer. I wiggle here, I click there, I manage to seize all the pins in the locking mechanism soon enough. With a slight turn to the knob, the security rooms are ripe for the picking. The room's odor hits me first. A sharp, nauseating stench, as if someone has accidentally spilled a gallon of bleach in the room. When was the last time they opened this place?
Ugh, this place smells awful. Jesus, it's worse than the forensics lab on a bad day.
This is probably because of a badly botched effort to clean the place up. Even in the dark, I can spy dark stains on the walls. I really don't have the time to try and play this ketchup or soda right now. What? Play is this ketchup or soda?
Yeah, what's the stain?
Oh, I see. But I have this strange gut feeling who the mess might belong to. As expected, no security personnel mans the office CCTV controls, and the standalone DVR setup is open for anyone. Normally, I'd have a heap of things to say about this sloppy security setup, but right now, their negligence makes the whole task of erasing evidence easier.
No fuss, no muss.
The next one should be the access card data. Hopefully, getting into their computer won't be too much of a hassle. Everything up to now has been smooth sailing. There have been hiccups, I'll give it that, though it does nothing to dampen the good mood I'm in. Once I've shifted my attention to the machine sitting next to the DVR setup, all of it swiftly evaporates. I'm no computer buff, but I can definitely recognize one more than a decade old. Simply looking at it makes me feel younger. With a heavy sigh, I power it up and mentally prepare myself for a slow slug. Slow apparently remains an understatement here. It takes a whole 3 minutes for the thing to start up. The OS hasn't even started loading in my bedroom, in my boredom. In my bedroom hasn't even begun started loading, and in my boredom I started inspecting the live feeds from the cameras. Only 2 works. One for the view outside, everything seems to be in order there, and the other for the main workspace where, yeah, There's a shadow forming in the middle there, it looks like.
It's been there the whole time.
Oh, it has?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's been changing. It's a fleeting glimpse, a cursory glance, but the sight of it stops me. The image is a bit blurry, but standing there right in the middle of the room by one of the cubicles, I can make out the form of a...
What the hell is...
I don't get too far into that line of thought. No, a few seconds after, my words have slipped out without any sort of warning, while I'm still trying to make sense of what it is. The figure moves. A moment of paralysis hits me when she stops right in front of the camera. Like a damn rookie, I go still in the face of danger. I definitely haven't been trained to handle the supernatural, and this is one, isn't it? And... oh, fuck. Her eyes bore into me, the malice in them piercing even beyond the screen. Enough to make me go numb. Only the mug crashing to the floor in my hand accidentally takes a swipe at it, snaps me out of the trance, reminding me that I'm not the only one here. Isabella. It seems she hasn't noticed anything. I'm the only one seeing this. In any case, whatever's happening, I have to get her out. Gathering my wits, I quickly reach for my phone. It takes all but 2 seconds before she answers, but there's no time for relief.
Ashton? Did you really have to call?
Get out of there.
What? What are you...
Out. Get out. I'll meet you in the elevator.
You're creeping me out, Ashton.
Just get yourself out of that place, now!
Yeah, why wouldn't she just leave?
Without second thought, I back away from the controls, from the room, ready to be done with this place. Before my foot even moves, she disappears.
Son of a...
Whoa!
Run!
Did not expect that. Instantly takes over, and my hand quickly reaches for the gun at my side, only to meet empty air. A mistake that costs me a few precious seconds while the paperwork I've brought with me threatens to scatter everywhere at the same time. Gathering everything in myself once more with no weapon to protect myself, my sense of self-preservation kicks in and lunge toward the door. I sprint across the office without daring to look back. Isabella is already waiting for me in front of the elevators by the time I make it out of their office. Worry creases her eyebrows upon glancing at me, but I don't have time to answer the question in her eyes. As soon as I reach her, I grab her arm, practically throw the two of us into the open elevator, and slam the button for the ground floor. A sigh of relief escapes me when the elevator starts its descent. The clicking noise fades off into the distance. Beside me, Isabella shifts, moving the stack of papers under her arm while she takes in my appearance. Concerns in her eyes, though all I offer her is a small gesture of my hand while I attempt to compose myself. Breathe. In. Out.
Why are we in such a hurry?
We need to get out of this place. Did you get everything?
Yeah, it's all here. But really, you don't look too good. What's wrong, Ash?
I'll be fine. I was in the security room. From the monitors, there was a fucking...
The rest of what I'm about to say dies on my tongue when the elevator stops and the doors open to... There's a moment's pause while we both take in our surroundings. Confusion's understandably there.
Oh, come on! They should just replace this whole thing.
No, I'm quite sure I pressed for the ground floor.
Right? But it's just as Isabella said, the elevator always did have problems when I visited in the past. Often she becomes so angry whenever we try to get to her floor, and she'll have to repeatedly smash the button for the elevator to even move. That was always good for a laugh. I wasn't too worried then. Now... From the distance, beyond the light's reach, the noise echoes in my ears along with the rapid pounding in my chest. Isabella stiffens and her eyes grow wide at the sound. Gingerly, she reaches up to grab the hem of my sleeve and grips it, hard, tight, even for her fingernails to dig through. Her eyes searches wildly for the source of the sound while I stand protectively in front of her.
Ash, did you hear that?
Anyone there? I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
No response. No response, only the soft sound of something scurrying around the floor and the walls in slow, deliberate movements. Faint, though still audible enough in its hush. Until it stops. A moment.
We need to go, Ash. We have to.
And then? This time, I'm certain it isn't my imagination. Against my training, my whole body freezes. Hands stilling mid-press on the button, eyes growing wide while we're waiting for any sort of movement from further back, and ears straining for the source of the sound. I can't even offer Isabella any reassurances, much as I hate to admit it. Dread has spread into every nerve in my body. And the blasted elevator still won't work.
This isn't in my fucking training manual!
Ash, we need to leave. I know that sound. Ash, please, get the elevator!
Another series of shuffling against the ground, a laughter, and all of a sudden,
Here she comes.
she's just there.
You see it?
Like a twisted spider, she stares at us, a look of hunger in her eyes, and venom in the twisted manner she smiles. A glee she's well earned when her damn flies that have been dropped right on the spider's web.
Ashton!
Damn it! Damn it!
Without warning, she moves, mocking me with each unhurried crawl she takes, knowing I'm at her mercy.
Fucking hell!
Ashton, the door! The door!
Our lives are in the hands of the crummy elevator, literally hanging between life and death. We're not going to die here. Not in a damn elevator. 3, 2, 4, 5, 7. 1, 5, 3, 8, 9.
Oh, I don't know what it wanted.
5, 8, 9, 3, 4, 9, 3. Read them. 1, 2,
2, 4, 5, 8.
No!
3, 8, 2.
No!
Sorry, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't get it. Use the...
It doesn't work.
Oh,
It needs to be
doesn't?
those. It needs to be those. You go.
Well, it's too far away.
Move closer. Not in a damn elevator. Oh.
Oh,
You're much better at typing than I am. As if a divine power has heard me swearing up a storm in my head, the doors just close and that thing looms near. Soon the elevator, the blasted thing, is headed up.
were they like pushing those buttons on the elevator?
I don't know. When we were in the kitchen, we had to push like A and Z and Q were those letters. I don't know. Isabella's knees buckle in relief. In 2 ticks, she's hugging herself without any care for the mess of papers and folders she's dropped on the floor in her panic. She draws in one ragged breath after another, each one brimming with nothing but relief. And this is the most I've been tired my whole damn life. Not during training, when my superior first asked me to drop 100. Not after a stakeout. But after smashing a fucking elevator button repeatedly. I slump to the ground beside her, worn out, but I don't let myself feel relief again. Not until we're out of here. Isabella seems to be of the same mind as she looks to me. Still, I find myself sharing a shaky laugh with her.
We're okay. We're fine. Right?
Yeah, we're good. Alive. Fuck, we should have taken the goddamn stairs.
That's what I was thinking when he first saw her.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, stairs, you just go down.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna be like fire escapes, so the bottom floor will be unlocked.
Yeah. Twice I've seen it. thrice if I include the party, unless I'm tripping balls without realizing that there's no doubt in my mind that this is actually happening. I don't want to believe it. But with the truth staring me in the face, it'd be stupidity to deny the reality of the matter. As soon as the lift hits the ground floor, we hightail out of the building. Seb's sound asleep when we pass by his station. However, in the face of what we've seen, everything I've faced tonight, we really can't care less who will see us in our way out. The sooner we get away from this place, the farther, the better. I'm just not sure if that also means being safe. She almost got us, damn it. The fucking thing almost had us.
Well,
Shit. It was only by the luck that we managed to get the fucking elevator unstuck. Had the blasted thing not worked in the last second.
I didn't think I was gonna make it when I did.
I need some air. Fresh, breathable air that doesn't stink like death and gore all at once. I'm panicking. Christ, losing focus. With another person here, I can't afford it right now. Isabella hasn't said anything, but I know she's more shaken than I am. I can't lose it when another person's depending on me.
Remember your training, Frey.
Remember your training.
Be who you are.
You are my son, the one true king. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
What? You're changing movies, aren't you? No.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
What?
Another deep breath, and soon I'm
What are you doing?
starting the engines and driving us off. After that little incident, somewhere open would be good. Someplace I won't get trapped. The park. Luxburn Park brings a welcome relief, though only by some.
They're gonna kiss.
The chill that has seeped in my bones is still there, furling and unfurling underneath my skin. If I don't move, if I don't busy myself with anything, soon my brain will go haywire. It's the last thing I want to happen when there are plenty of things to do. But this already answers all of it, doesn't it? Those deaths. Just how many copies of the letter are out there? Isabella can't have the only one if other people are also getting cursed. Could it be that the one she has shown us is just one of 5? Maybe even more? That whole pass this to 5 people business is ridiculous, but at this point, is it still? All in all, I've found 21 people who might have read the letter. 7 of them deceased. 8 if we count Cooper. And that's only with what we can find right now. We have no idea how the contractors and specialists hired from outside the company are doing, if we're all in any way affected. How many more people are suffering? How many are missing? How many are dead? Can I still even blame the Wrights for this? If anything, they might be in danger as well. I don't think I can wish a curse upon anyone, no matter how big of a douchebag like Luke Wright is. There's also that woman. How do we get out of this mess? How do we get away from her? Shit, still so many things we need to look into, yet all my body wants to do is pace, burn out, whatever excess energy there is in me.
Ashton, I'm getting dizzy. Will you sit down?
This is the first time Isabella has said anything. She's been sitting quietly since we dropped here. Better and less distracting than watching her nervous habits, I suppose. She certainly seems calm now. Too calm, in fact, for someone who has just seen something terrible. But it's been more than a week for her already. People do get desensitized to things at some point, even someone like Isabella who knows what's going on inside her head, though. Inside mine, there are too many, and none of them would sit still.
I'm not going crazy, am I? I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't inhale anything weird. Just shit. Shit. Isabella, please tell me that wasn't...
What I'm not expecting when I turn to her is mirth. One that she could barely contain.
You're laughing. You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
I'm not quite sure what she sees in my face, but the next sound, a laugh suddenly bursts out from her.
I'm so sorry. It's just that you should have seen the look on your face back there.
We were gonna die!
Ah.
You're gonna die. Yes, right, sure. I'm not the one who panicked. You almost ripped my arm off.
Yeah, but...
Isabella, this isn't funny. That woman almost got us. We could have ended up dead.
I know. I'm really sorry.
What the heck?
She's missing some things there.
But this is just too precious to miss. You really lost your shit for a moment there.
You're trying to get back at me, aren't you?
You're trying to get back
I'm
at
the
me.
one who kept calling someone scaredy cat for years. How does it feel?
I'm not scared.
Really? Because it doesn't seem that way to me. At all.
I'm not, all right? I just don't know what to do right now.
Immediately after the moment passes, replaced by another tense silence. Laughter dies in her lips as everything sinks in. We're in deep shit. And it has finally caught up and hit us like a ton of bricks. Hit me more than anyone. Because she has been warning us of this since day one, and I'm the first person who brushed it off. Despite that, she still reaches out to me, tugging at my sleeve, almost desperately. Her hands are trembling, and there's a tremor in her voice when she speaks. Without the cheer, only fear remains. One that she's been burdened with from the beginning.
We're still going to do something about it. Right? Not just stand around and let that thing get us.
Unexpectedly, she leans her forehead against my arm, and her grip on my sleeve tightens. There's desperation in there, a quiet plea.
Don't want to lose anyone anymore, Ash.
I wish I could give her that promise, but with so many unknowns, so many things I don't understand about this, how could I? Why she still trusts that I can do something about this baffles me. It all feels wholly undeserved, considering the way I've treated her. Yet despite my reluctance, I find myself returning her hold in kind. A grasp, warm and light enough for comfort. Not a promise, but the closest thing to it.